Welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for Friday, September 21st, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Petty, alongside
Mike Mahardy.
Mike Mahardy, indeed.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Mike
Appreciate
Mahardy,
it.
this is your Kind of Funny Games Daily debut.
Yes, this is my first time at the studio. It's very nice. I just got to meet Kevin. I know Greg's out of town, but me and you got to hang out and everything. And I freelanced at IGN when you were still there back in the day.
Yep, back in the day, indeed.
Yeah.
I remember reading those fine Mike Mahardy articles. And then you crossed the line and entered into the dark rival of IGN.
Yes, I'm now at GameSpot.
At GameSpot, indeed.
Yep.
A place where you make wonderful content.
Thank you so much.
With a wonderful staff of people who write all kinds of things that I love to read and make videos I want to see. And you kind of exist at the place where those two meet, right?
Yeah, so I'm like a kind of hybrid editorial video producer, host. I don't really know what my actual name is or term is. I know what my name is.
Mr. Content.
Yeah, the sheriff of GameSpot, maybe.
Oh, the sheriff of GameSpot.
That's how I like to see myself.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. You got that sheriff star on?
We actually have someone who wears a sheriff star, unironically, so he's probably not happy that I...
So he's actually the sheriff of GameSpot?
Yeah.
Unironically.
Yep.
How does one wear a sheriff star unironically unless one is actually a sheriff?
Yeah, that's my question.
That's a good question. He rocks it really well.
He rocks it well.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Matt Espinelli.
Yeah?
He has style. He's
Okay.
also he's got a big janitor's key belt that jangles everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Tom Marks at IGN, he can pull off that bow tie.
Oh, yeah.
Some people can do that. Tom just makes it natural. I don't know how
Yeah.
people do it. People that can wear ironic clothing unironically really impress me.
Yeah, me too.
So this guy can rock a sheriff star.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this right now on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, you know that you can watch this on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. But if for some reason you didn't know that, you know it now. You can also watch later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and you can let us know what we get factually wrong in the show right as we do it by going to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. That's kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, and telling us all about it. Facts, please. We don't want to hear your opinions. I mean, we do want to hear your opinions, but
I don't.
Oh, Kevin does not want to hear your opinions. Okay, Kevin has spoken. That's how it's going to be. Housekeeping. Very quickly. Hey, guess what? Mike Mahardy here. In addition to all the other wonderful things that you do at GameSpot, you played Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I got to hang out with Rockstar the other day and play a little bit of that game.
Yep.
It's very, very impressive. So we saw that train robbery, and I'm actually not entirely sure what was embargoed and what's not, but I know like the train robbery was not, and you got to play it too. So I think you would be more...
Well, that's what we were talking before the show, and why this is housekeeping is if you want to know more about what's going on with this whole Red Dead hands-on that everybody's talking about, you can go to reddeadradio.com or youtube.com/hotblipandajump and watch the latest episode of Red Dead Radio, where John Ryan and I, who both played, talk extensively and answer a lot of the questions you're going to have about that game. Also, next week, it's me and Brandon Jones talking the same thing. That's going to be going up next week. And Mike Mahardy and I were just talking. I think we're going to get together and do a Red Dead Radio.
I would absolutely love that.
So that's pretty exciting for me. Today, we're brought to you by MeUndies and Loot Crate, but I'm going to tell you about that later because right now it's time for what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 9 items on the Roper Report today.
A baker's dozen!
It is a news-filled day yet again. A lot of news coming up. I guess it's time of year, right, Mike?
Yeah, busy day, busy week too. I see some of my friends on here.
Yeah, you got some friends on here. We're starting off with one of your friends here. Fortnite offering a ton more XP this weekend ahead of Season 6. This by Kevin, how do I say his last name?
So that's what I'm embarrassed about. I don't even know. I think it's Knezevic.
Knezevic. We're going to say Knezevic.
Yep.
Kevin Knezevic, if we're wrong, let us know at kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, and we'll correct that.
My phone's going to blow up.
This by Kevin from GameSpot. We're less than a week away from the start of Fortnite's next season. Developer Epic has now confirmed Season 6 of the popular Battle Royale game begins next Thursday, September 27th, giving you only a few more days to unlock any remaining rewards from Season 5. To help you accomplish that, the studio is offering a special bonus all players can take advantage of for a limited time. All this weekend, Epic is rewarding players with considerably more XP than usual in Fortnite. From now until September 24th, players will receive an additional 400% match XP when playing Battle Royale mode. The bonus XP event will run until 5 a.m. Pacific time Monday, so you won't have much time to take advantage of it, but it's the perfect opportunity to level up your Season 5 Battle Pass and unlock a few more rewards before Season 6 arrives. Season 5 is scheduled to wrap up the following day, September 25th, making this the last chance you have to complete any remaining challenges. Thanks for that story. GameSpot. Mike
Kevin.
Mahardy, you a Fortniter?
Not really. So I played a lot of it. Well, maybe not a lot.
Can I interrupt? We got a siren in the background there. That's on our end, not yours. Just want to let you know if you're listening. I'm sorry for interrupting, Mike.
Oh, no worries. So I played a lot of the Save the World when it first came out, because that was, obviously that was what I was anticipating before the game drastically shifted into this huge, phenomenal success that it is. I don't play it much, but we have people at the office that are constantly playing because so much is always going on. They've got that cube now. Yep. There's a massive cube that became this lake, and you could bounce up and down on it. I think it's like it used to be Loot Lake. Now it's, you can just
bouncy
cube
like a
trampoline.
Thing?
Yeah. I don't know. That's the extent of my knowledge of what's going on.
I'm fascinated that you played early on before the Battle Royale craze. Did you like it then?
Not that much. Okay. I felt like it was very, very geared toward trying to get me to buy V-Bucks and pinatas, and it seemed like it was the peak of the microtransaction craze. It was decent. It was fun-ish playing that, like that more tower defense Minecraft kind of third-person action. But I didn't want to play past like 20 hours or so once I had done enough of it for a video I was making.
There's a lot of reasons I think Fortnite is a good game. One of them is that they managed to keep it fresh. The season system really does seem to be working. It wasn't all that long ago that Season 5 came out, and now Season 6 isn't before us. And if you want those good cosmetic goodies, it's the time to get them. And it's a really great gesture to throw out this last-second quadruple XP weekend to give you a chance to kind of drill in and grab a few more of those. It's good for them because they're going to make more sales. It's good for you because you're going to get more XP and get more things you want. It's a win-win. I think this is a really cool thing on Epic's part. Kevin, you play the Fortnite. What do you think?
Man, I wish it was happening any other weekend. I'm going to take my Switch. I don't know if I'm going to play. I really want to, though. It's funny because I haven't played in I want to say a month.
Okay.
Because I've just had other games to play. Spider-Man came out, changed the world, obviously.
Right.
But this is actually is tempting me to go back.
Well, I mean, where did you go this weekend, or where are you going this weekend? Pardon me.
I have a wedding this weekend.
Why don't you skip the wedding and play Fortnite?
Oh, man, I wish I could, but
why can't you?
Tickets are bought, hotels are locked in.
Okay.
There's just it's too late.
You play it at the wedding.
You play at the wedding?
Sure.
You got that Switch?
The wedding is in Disneyland.
Oh.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Okay.
But
the wedding suddenly got 400% better on its own. Let's move on to the next story. You can now download PlayStation Now games on your PS4. I love that. You can now download PlayStation Now games. Ooh, that's a very good on your PS4. This news by Jake Green of USGamer. Sony has announced that you can download PS Now games on your PS4. Up until now, PS Now has only offered subscribers the opportunity to stream its large library of digital games. So the reveal that they can now download these games on their PS4 consoles, well, that's a pretty big deal. There's a catch, though. While PlayStation Now users can download games on their PS4s, not all games are eligible. First off, it's only PS4 and PS2 games that can be downloaded, with PS3 games still streaming only. On top of that, the new feature only includes select PS4 games, although it does look like all PS2 games are up for grabs. You can stream and download eligible titles at the same time, and a PS Plus subscription is not required to play multiplayer on these titles. Even if you're downloading or if you're playing downloaded games on PS Now, you'll need to connect to the internet every few days to verify your subscription. The PS4 games that fall under the new download banner include Bloodborne, God of War 3 Remastered, NBA 2K16, and Until Dawn. It's clear this is an attempt by Sony to rival Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass and backwards compatibility, both of which allow users to download a wide selection of Xbox titles. Thoughts, Mr. Mike?
If I can play Time Splitters 2 on my PS4, then yeah, sold.
You're there?
I'll pay any subscription for that.
It doesn't matter.
One of my favorite games ever.
$500 a year.
Don't
okay.
be ridiculous.
Yeah,
Jared.
realistically speaking, I would probably pay $100 a year for that.
To play Time Splitters 2?
To play Time Splitters 2, yes. I like it a lot.
You like it that much? $100
I would say
a year.
like Ratchet and Clank, that library too, but of course those you have the HD remastered trilogy on PS3, which you can apparently stream now too, so that's pretty good. But you also have the Ratchet and Clank remake for PS4 that they pushed out last year. But yeah.
So you care about this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, fortunately I come across a lot of games during work, which is awesome, and I realize not everybody has that perk, but I think I would be interested in this.
Okay. T-Roy Wiki asks, what's up, KFGD crew? With PlayStation just announcing that PS Now games can be downloaded, do you think the service should be given a second look. I think that most of what was the biggest gripe about the service, especially when it's compared to the, in my opinion, superior Xbox Games Pass, so should Sony push harder to get people back on the PS Now train? Do you think the service can even make a comeback at this point? Love all the great work you do, and how you take significant others out on a nice... Oh, yeah, you'll leave that... Stop with the chicken stuff. All right, anyway, from T-Joy Wiki. Your thoughts about T-Joy's question. What do you think?
I don't know that it's necessarily too late for them to come back. I think, especially considering, like, yeah, Xbox Game Pass has had a, its fair share of success with, like Xbox One owners. But I personally, it would take the fact that you can actually download these is a cool perk. I would like it if you could also download PS3 games.
Yeah, that's going to be the decider for me. Fine, it's nice that they're taking this step forward. It's cool to be able, particularly to download the PS2 games. I think maybe even more than the PS4. But I want to be able to have the games with me when I'm wherever I am.
Do you have a PS3 game that you would jump to right away if you got that?
Something I probably Tokyo Jungle.
Okay, cool.
That's I think Tokyo Jungle is just spectacular.
Cool.
But I think this is a step in the right direction. Do I think PS Now is tainted forever? No. I think that streaming technology really does have a future. I don't think this was necessarily the implementation of it we've all wanted. I think that it was always an intermediate step on their part. They really did kind of get ahead of the game with this. And whenever you go first, you're going to have sometimes going first isn't as effective as going later, copying somebody else and building on it.
Yeah.
But I want to give Sony kudos for trying with this and endeavoring to improve the service. However, I would like to see downloading, because streaming has the problem, we've talked about this a lot on here, of infrastructure backbone.
Yeah.
People don't like to talk about hardware, but until the infrastructure is there to make the streaming reliable and consistent and as fast as we want it to be, until the people behind the pipelines that actually get data from one place to another catch up, streaming's going to be really hard to pull off.
I tried this is sort of different. On Nintendo Switch was doing, in Japan, you can just stream the entirety of Resident Evil 7, and I tried that last year, and obviously the internet there is not as, or the internet here for the Japanese games is not as reliable, but in an ideal world when that is supported by the hardware backbone, I would love that, but I just don't think we're there yet.
By the way, here on the Shock Mic right now, the champ himself, Mr. Nick Scarpino.
Thank you, Jared, for allowing me to be on the show. I'd like to thank everyone that makes the show possible. I'd like to thank our Lord and Savior, Kevin Coelho. Through him, all things possible. Quick question for you: what size shirt do you wear?
Medium.
Do you want this?
What is it? Oh, yeah, that looks awesome. I would love that.
I'll put it on your back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think you should put it on right now. I think, why wait?
Here's the deal. I bought the medium thinking I was a medium.
Yeah.
Tried it on. Not working for me.
Oh, awesome.
It was in my backpack for a bit, so it smells like a backpack, but it's clean.
Oh, that's
I swear
fine.
to God.
You saw my backpack. It's shredded.
No, your back. We talked about your backpack.
Yes.
You need a new backpack.
I do.
I'm gonna give this.
Do you have a backpack somewhere I can use?
No.
Damn it.
Yes, we do actually.
Oh, you do?
But it has a ghillie suit in it. At the
that
moment.
works. I'm in frequent.
We're really attached emotionally to that.
Are you trying to give him a shirt as well?
Okay.
Are you trying to write on the shirt?
No. I just felt bad for Jared, and I remembered that we actually have a shirt for Jared, so I wanted to. DiGiorno sent this.
Yeah, actually, I tried that on the other day, and it makes my nipples look really perky.
Yeah, it does, baby.
I'm still going to wear it.
Is it like soft material?
When I put it on, my nipples really stick out.
I'll leave this on your backpack.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
Jared, I just want to say that was a really interesting thing to say.
Then no problem. We could change on the air right now. They have those shirts.
Well, they just left.
They left.
Could.
I guess we're not changing on the air. No.
Do your show.
Doing the show. All right.
Jared, here's the thing.
All right.
I got a bone to pick with you.
You got a bone to pick?
I am the only one in this office that is allowed to coax people into getting naked on these shows. Okay, that is
really?
my identity. That's what I bring to this table.
I got to bring my own thing?
I don't have a level of expertise. I don't have a base of knowledge in anything. All I have is raw, just masculine sex appeal.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you try to steal that from me, you got to fight, sir, on your hands. Not a physical fight.
My adorable hairless cuddliness is enough that I don't feel the need to take any of your masculinity away. I've got plenty of my own.
It's all I've got.
All right, I understand. Well, I'm not gonna rob you of that.
Continue with your show.
I'm
Thank
not
you
going to
very much.
endeavor to emasculate you at this moment.
Respect.
Item number 3 on the Rover Report. Fallout 76's world seemingly has an official name and guitar sorts. This by Nick Santangello, IGN. Bethesda Softworks has seemingly revealed where exactly Fallout 76's country roads will be taking players home to. It's already known the game was set in a version of West Virginia. Fans can now put a name to Bethesda's Wasteland version of the Mountain State. How does Appalachia differ from the Commonwealth or Capital Wasteland? Well, it starts with a guitar sword, reads a tweet from the official Fallout account. Before players could get too excited about jamming out on the seemingly Mad Max Fury Road-inspired weapon, Bethesda's Senior Vice President of Global Marketing and Communications, Teh Hands, poured some cold water on that idea. A fan asked Hands if the six-string Death Dealer could be played like other playable instruments. Alas, it cannot be. You can play it like other swords, which is to say you can't, Hines tweeted back. Weapons are weapons, and musical instruments are musical instruments. So, if you want to kill people with a guitar in Fallout, you now can.
Like Left 4 Dead, Dead Rising did that. A lot of zombie games.
Yeah, you want to stab some things. Are you going to play Fallout 76?
I absolutely will. I'm very curious to see whether they could pull that off. We had actually talked, you and I were talking about Fallout 4. I do think it kind of hit a zenith that I think they could have like plateaued with, or like just left the series for a while. 76 seems interesting. I'm more curious about it than excited at this point.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I'm really hoping that, like the idea of playing a survival-based Fallout in which I can team up with other people and kind of roam around sounds really appealing.
What prompts your curiosity?
It's the fact that it seems like a complete left turn out of nowhere for, BGS making a game like this. After, those Bethesda games are traditionally very single player oriented, like almost more than anything else I can think of. They're very much more about that. The Elder Scrolls and the Fallout games are more about that solitude to me. I'm really curious to see if they can just completely change up the series' identity and still find success.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you can kill people with a guitar.
And that sounds good too.
Something just popped up on the board. We had 9 items on the Roper Report. We now have 10. We have breaking news right now, and my heart just dropped into my stomach. From Gamasutra, this is on Twitter. Report, The Walking Dead developer Telltale Games closing down. Telltale Games, the studio behind The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, appears to be closing its doors, according to social media reports from multiple developers. I feel like I'm going to throw up. Telltale Games, the studio behind... This is from Gamasutra. Telltale Games, the studio behind games like The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, appears to be closing its doors, according to social media posts from multiple developers previously employed at the company. Gamasutra has reached out to Telltale Games for more details on the situation, but posts from developers on Twitter and Facebook, both private and public, seem to indicate the studio is shutting down after experiencing large-scale layoffs. The story will be updated following the studio's reply.
That's a massive bummer.
That's a huge bummer.
I haven't played a lot of their games in a long time, but the craft on display in each and every one just always was, astounding in its storytelling ability, and I'm very saddened to hear about that. There are a lot of talented people working there.
There are. I'm kind of thrown by this. Obviously, we had seen Telltale do some rescaling and restructuring over the last few years, but I didn't expect a complete closure. That really caught me blindsided. And things looked good with what was coming out in The Walking Dead. It looked like that reconsolidation of their plan had led to some good products. But Telltale Games are the games I play with Angie, with my wife. We hang out in the living room and play them cooperatively and sit there and play through game. And I don't think I've ever played a Telltale game I didn't like, at least not over the last several years.
Are they in the middle of a season at all? Are their storylines all wrapped up?
The Walking Dead right now is in the final season.
Damn.
I don't know what happens here. They release dates for those. Telltale, this from The Verge. Telltale Games, creators of episodic adventure games like The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, and Batman: The Enemy Within, laid off a large number of its staff today. The company will retain a small team of about 25. So maybe closing, maybe not. Is this a caretaker team? Is this to finish The Walking Dead?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Kind of conflicting reports here. So we don't want to be irresponsible. We're looking at Gamasutra, and they're saying that it looks like closing. The Verge says, at least at this point, they'll retain a small team. We don't know if that's a caretaker team or not. Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, the final season of Telltale's award-winning series, The Walking Dead, kicked off last month. Kevin, thank you for catching that. Who made you aware of that, Kevin?
It was actually Zyger in the chat was dropping that.
Zyger in the chat dropped it for us. Wow. Damn. Mike, anything else to add?
That's a huge bummer. I mean, I've fallen off those games after a while, but I know plenty of people like you who are still very passionate about them. I absolutely love Walking Dead seasons 1 and 2. I love The Wolf Among Us. I played Batman.
Yeah,
that's a shame to hear.
I mean, they made a Batman game. They made Walking Dead games.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
They made Game of Thrones games. They made Guardians of the Galaxy games.
Tales from the Borderland was fantastic.
They made a Minecraft game. These are folks that touched some of the richest franchises. And great writing, great humor. I will not forget. I will never forget. One of the 100 greatest moments in games. Carly will remember that. I mean, the feeling after I saw that 5 seconds later, what they did to me with that moment. That was great design.
Yeah.
I don't think they got enough credit for the fact that their storytelling and their design were, oh man.
I'm
all right.
really, really, I sincerely hope they all land on their feet somewhere that could value their talent.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, we're gonna move on to the next story here. Make sure, drop my notes there for a second when we got that news. Oh, where were we? We had guitars. Okay, we're on Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World's Halloween event is now live on PS4 and Xbox One. This published by, once again, Kevin
Knezevic
of GameSpot. GameSpot. You should go to that GameSpot site. I hear they're a plucky little startup with
they're
a lot
talented.
of heart.
Yep.
Yeah. Like what they got.
They're up and coming.
They're up and coming, indeed. Monster Hunter World's third seasonal event has arrived. The Autumn Harvest Fest is now underway on both PS4 and Xbox One, bringing with it new Halloween-themed items and gear to get your hands on, as well as a handful of new and returning event quests to take on. From now till October 4th, the Gathering Hub will be decked out with jack-o'-lanterns, colorful leaves, and other autumn decorations. Throughout the event, you'll receive 2 lucky vouchers as part of your daily login bonus rather than the usual one. You'll also receive an Autumn Harvest ticket. Collect enough, and you can craft new Autumn Harvest Fear gear. You'll be able to earn Autumn Harvest tickets as well as Harvest Fireworks by completing daily limited bounties as well. In addition to that, all facilities will withhold sales on in-game items during the all facilities will hold sales on in-game items during the event. And a new seasonal platter is available at the Gathering Hub. All players will also receive the adorable Pumpkin's Revenge costume for their Poogie, while the handler gets a new mischievous dress outfit. Finally, players will be able to take on a handful of new event quests. Completing these will unlock new gear and weapons, including the creepy-looking Feline and Mosswine masks. Nearly all previously available event quests have also returned, including Wiggle Me This and the PS4 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn crossover quest.
I really like Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
I wasn't into, like many people, I got into Monster Hunter because of Monster Hunter World. It supplanted, I know these are people kind of, stare at me when I first make this comparison, but it supplanted Destiny for me in that lifestyle game, if that's the term you want to use. Yeah, sorry, I think I just made Kevin groan.
No, I was saying, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, okay, right.
Kevin's a world brother with you here.
Okay, cool. I thought you were Destiny.
It was no. I actually don't play Destiny.
Okay,
and I hate
gotcha.
it.
I made a video specifically, shameless plug, about how this whole phenomenon, because I heard a bunch of my friends saying, yeah, if you ever might, people who had never played Monster Hunter before were like, yeah, it's that Destiny daily, weekly grind that I'm really enjoying, but I think Monster Hunter World does an amazing job of rewarding you for your time. I know when you get to really late level stuff, there is some RNG that can screw you over. I've seen a little bit of that, but not enough to diminish my enjoyment of the game. Based on the screenshots I've seen of this, I absolutely will make at least a week to go back. Rad.
Monster Hunter, great game, great series of games. Plug right here for a friend of mine. Go to Strawfoot on YouTube. Best Monster Hunter lore videos in the business. Guy does amazing coverage. I love his stuff. Check out Strawfoot's YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter. Wonderful guy. Also does some of the art for some of my projects, but fantastic. And I am always a fan of Halloween events and games. Holiday events, I am so into. I love them. So, yes, go, have fun, play Monster Hunter, do pumpkin things. Next up on the list, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 post-launch content revealed. PS4 exclusive period reduced to 7 days. This by Jake Green at USGamer. Treyarch has detailed some of the upcoming Call of Duty Black Ops 4 post-launch content. PS4 users will get all 7 days early, including new characters, maps, and Blackout content. Yesterday's blog post outlines post-launch content for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer, Zombies, and Blackout. Some specifics have been announced, which you can check out below. This includes Nuketown. A fan favorite map returns with an all-new take in November. Specialists prepare for a new character debut in December, with more to follow. Blackout launch day is just the beginning. This map experience will evolve. Be on the lookout for map updates, expansions, and new Blackout modes. And finally, events, seasonal and time-limited events, bringing new game modes and content. Treyarch reiterates that all the playable content coming to Black Ops 4 and Black Ops will arrive on PS4 7 days early, extending to maps and seasonal events as well, down from 30 days seen in new content in previous Call of Duty titles. Fittingly, Sony has announced multiple Call of Duty Black Ops 4 PS4 bundles releasing across Europe on October 12th. The content listed above will be free for the entire Black Ops 4 community following launch. There will be more content tied to the Black Ops Pass, which can be purchased separately at the game's launch. What do you think, Mike?
Have you played much Blackout?
No.
You haven't? Okay.
No.
So
I am not a Call of Duty aficionado.
Okay. So I used to be very into the series, and I really enjoyed the campaign of Black Ops 1, so I was among that camp that was pretty disappointed when I heard there wasn't going to be a campaign, a traditional campaign. I played Blackout during that private beta recently. I think that's going to be huge. And I know I'm not the only person saying this. It's Call of Duty. Like, if you could tell what if the 60 million people, or no, 100, more than 100 million people playing Fortnite, imagine Fortnite, but in Call of Duty, like, that's like, it's sold already.
Yeah.
If they can, if they're talking about updates, they say the map of the Blackout will keep evolving. If they can kind of, adapt Fortnite's model of telling a story, not just actually evolving the map for new gameplay experience, but sort of telling a story, having these events like this cube, this random thing, the meteor that crashes down, I think it'd be huge.
Do you think that's the tack they're going to take?
I think so.
Yeah.
From everything I've heard, that sounds like they keep saying they're going to evolve the map. I think like Fortnite has set expectations for them to do that. Blackout. From what I played of Blackout in the map, it's clearly much more toward the PUBG. Obviously, it's more, realistic and everything in like the Black Ops sense. But I think they would have to do something like along those lines of evolving it. So Fortnite's kind of just raised the bar for that.
They're taking Call of Duty's distinctive gameplay, feel, and history.
Yeah.
And they're combining it with effectively some copied ideas from Fortnite, which in turn obviously copied some ideas from PUBG, which in turn, how do you feel about that? Do you feel that that's a natural evolutionary process? Do you like when games clone one another? Where do you fall in this?
I think, any developer will say like all game development is iteration or whatever. But I do, at first when Fortnite did announce that it was doing a battle royale, it felt a little cheap. I was among that camp, but I've grown to be fine with it. I think now that we're into the age where Battle Royale is just this mode, it's almost not even it's not just a mode anymore. It's almost like a genre in itself. You see more games like emulating Dark Souls. You got, you have The Surge, you have Lords of the Fallen. Like, after a while, you get so many clones that it becomes a genre unto itself. I think if someone can, steal it well enough and put their own distinct take on it, I'm completely fine with it. And Blackout, elongating that time to kill, that Call of Duty, Call of Duty was always like, you could be a completely new player and kill like this person who was a complete veteran. That was the allure of Call of Duty. It was really accessible. If you could put that into the Battle Royale mode, but with like a little bit more time to kill, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Something I like to think about is as these games as sequels. Made by different developers. And what if somebody takes Fortnite, creates a Call of Duty mode, effectively I'm suddenly getting a sequel to Fortnite made by a different team with different ideas. I think all the way back to like Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man was a hack of Pac-Man. Pac-Man was a Japanese game. Miss Pac-Man was a bunch of Americans in a college dorm fooling around with Pac-Man and changing it. And they made a better Pac-Man. Yeah. They made their own sequel as effectively a legal bootleg.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what we're having in the same art form, and I'm great with that, actually.
Yeah, sure. It's like imitations is the sincerest form of flattery. There are certain cases, which I realize we're not talking about this, but there are certain cases where someone will completely clone this game that's been in development for a while and release this shitty hack on, like on the App Store, like a week or two before the game comes out. That I really don't like. But yeah, I'm all for, like, if you find a genre you really like and like one developer can't make like 4 of these games in 1 year, like, it's awesome to see other people jumping on that boat to, try to evolve Battle Royale, which I've always enjoyed since the beginning.
Wow. Kevin, I'd like to ask a favor. If you don't mind, Keep an eye on the news to see if you hear any more about whether this is a confirmed closure. I don't want to bug you the whole show, but just check in a couple of times because I'd like to update that. We are 2 stories past that. I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. I'm still I feel awful right now. Developers close a lot, and it's always terrible, but this one hits me really hard personally.
They always felt like the underdog fighting to fight for those kind of narrative-driven games, and I love that.
Yeah, I think they influence what we expect from other kinds of games.
Yeah,
a lot too.
The end of that first Walking Dead season was, oh my god, I was gutted. That was 2012, I believe, and I remember thinking like, oh, storytelling is changing in video games, and this is like the catalyst.
Yep, it moved. A lot of the good stories we've enjoyed in other kinds of games since then were moved by that.
Yeah.
Next story, this from Twitter. Troy Baker is bummed out. Friend of the show, Troy Baker. Shout out to Troy there. Troy subtweeting someone named Featherhoof on Twitter. Featherhoof says, "Oh wow, Troy Baker obviously did not come back to voice Yuri and Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition for the new scenes. You can hear him at the beginning of the video, but then check out his voice during the Patty scene in the forest and it's jarringly different." Troy Baker subtweets that and responds, "Wow, yeah. Had no idea about this. Was never approached to do any additional lines or scenes. Pretty gutted, to be honest. Love this character so much. Would have jumped at this chance to step into those boots again."
I didn't even know you could do that. I figured there'd be some sort of contract preventing you from having some new random person doing the lines.
I know less than nothing about voice acting.
Yeah.
I wish I had one of the folks here on the show that have actually done it before to learn how those things work. I can't speak in a particularly informed way as to how something like this comes together, but it seems like if Troy Baker wants to do your game, you kind of want to have him in there unless there's a really good reason not to.
Money? They don't want to pay him?
There was the voice actor strike a while back where they had sequels to games where they changed the voice actors. People were upset about it. I think it was Life is Strange.
Yeah, but Troy's never even heard about this.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that they're contractually obligated to keep the same actor. I think that's just
gotcha.
That's helpful to know.
Yeah, cost kind of thing.
You're probably saving money by not having Troy Baker in your game, I would assume. I mean, not that I agree with that, but maybe that's the impetus behind it.
I like Tales games. I think they're fun, and at the same time, I like Troy Baker, and I think he's fun. Yeah. And so I'm kind of, Troy Baker says he's pretty good. Yeah, I'm bummed about that too.
I played Tales of Berseria. I didn't play any other put too much time into any of the other ones.
Symphonia is still worth going back to.
Okay.
That's the best of them.
Okay, cool.
Tales of Symphonia is a lot of fun.
It's good to know.
Also, Jared, just so you know, I am a voice actor.
What, Kevin? What are you a voice actor in?
Multiple things. One, the Kind of Funny animated show, and then also Lego Star Wars. No, I'm sorry. What am I saying? Lego Marvels.
You're in Lego Marvel too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I am the Tinkerer.
I didn't know you were the Tinkerer.
Yeah. No.
He makes the.
He's one of Spidey's villains. It doesn't matter. It was one of the worst experiences ever.
Kevin, you gotta hook me up, man. I would love to do that. Can you get me like a Wallace Shaw like sort of role in one of these?
Yeah.
Wait, so the voice, the actual process that you did was terrible, you said?
It was just really difficult for me because I am not an actor.
Oh, yeah.
And
whatever, you just said you're an actor.
Yeah, I know, but that was me joking, and this is me being honest.
On paper, you are.
Yeah.
You got to get me the hookup, Kevin.
Voice acting is one of those things where I feel like I know people who said, yeah, I could do that, and then you try doing it, you're like, nope, this is very difficult.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Julie Nathanson, who does just a ton of video game voice acting, and she was telling the story of how she got into it, and that's an episode I still need to put up someday. And Julie was talking about how, like, her first year transitioning from on-screen acting to voice acting, she was the voice of Lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Like, that was how she learned to voice act, was like, coming up soon on Lifetime. Like, and it would be like the story of a young woman who, she was that voice for a year.
Okay.
And that was, and she said she learned a ton doing that, and that led her into being able to eventually do parts and voice acting for the characters. Update on the Telltale story. Thank you very much, Kevin. This also from Gamasutra's Twitter. Update: sources close to Telltale have informed us the company's current projects are being canceled, and a small team of 25 is remaining to finish The Walking Dead Season 4. We'll update our official story once our site is back up. Apologies on the downtime. Thank you, Kevin. So it looks like massive closure, and then they're going to finish the game, and then not a lot of reason for optimism after that.
Nope. So that skeleton crew was to finish Walking Dead.
That's what they said there. Yeah. So, Pokemon Go may have leaked an entirely new Pokemon. This by Nick Sangentillo of IGN. Pokemon fans believe they've uncovered an entirely new Pokemon due to a leak. in Pokemon Go's network traffic. Pokemon database site Celebi by Man, it's a Pokemon thing. I don't know how to say it.
It's not real.
Yeah, posted an image of the Pokemon, which is currently labeled as existing Pokemon. I'm going to get killed for this. Kecleon.
I think that was
Kecleon?
it. I think.
Okay, do you know the Pokemans?
Not really.
All right, here we go. Twitter user Charles appears to... Man, what is with this?
This is a minefield.
Appears to be the first person to have spotted the leak, noting that when the creature is labeled Kecleon in Pokemon Go, the game's Unity files tag it as Pokemon number 891. If you're still with us, that means they found a tag in there somewhere.
Okay.
Chirales also grabbed some images, which look a bit like an orb floating inside a hardware nut from a head on top of a ditto-like body. The right image appears to be a shiny variant. None of these words mean anything to me. All the way back in May, a tweet from the official Pokemon account confirmed that a brand new Pokemon was referenced in a Pokemon Let's Go trailer released at the time. Even more news reads the tweet. Trainers, the special Pokemon referenced at the end of the Pokemon Let's Go trailer is referring to a Pokemon never seen before. So here's the deductive reason. Given that the final generation Pokemon, Zeraora, is numbered 807, some have taken this creature's 891 numbering to mean that the as yet unrevealed Generation 8 will feature at least 84 new Pokemon.
That's a lot, especially considering 891, how did they describe it? Looks like a bit like an orb floating inside a hardware nut.
Yeah, and I think they mean like a mechanical hardware nut.
Sure, on top of a Ditto body, which is just a pile of pink goo.
Yeah,
I mean, there was that. I mean, the infamous Klefki in Pokemon XY. I love Pokemon XY. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, I kind of do like Pokemon a lot. But Pokemon XY, they had the Klefki, which if you're unaware is literally a keychain with a face on it. Yeah.
I've seen Klefki before.
They're running out of ideas. Sometimes they have really cool ones, like Hawlucha in Pokemon XY. I love it. It's the Luchador Hawk. Like, and if they had like that as a trophy, I'm not
familiar with a Hawlucha.
You should check him out. He's awesome. I had tweeted her saying I wish that would be awesome if they brought him in like as a Smash trophy or something. Still no news.
I've heard that there's a lore explanation for this, and I again, this is just secondhand. So if I'm completely wrong, please tell me. That in the world of Pokemon, if you can imagine something long enough, it kind of comes to be.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I don't know Pokemon lore, Pokemon anything.
There we go. That's Hawlucha.
Okay,
Holy
I'm in.
Shit, that's rad.
Right? Yeah, I'm in. I want that on a T-shirt.
That is my favorite Pokemon.
Look at that.
That's a great Pokemon.
Pokemon XY was worth buying just for him.
Oh,
so
man.
Pokemon games are
awesome.
Deep. I respect them. I think they're awesome, and they've never grabbed me.
That's fair enough. Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm hoping the Switch will change that.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. You know,
not with this next game. But
Pokemon is something I want to like, and I don't dislike Pokemon. I want to be clear about that. I think Pokemon's really cool.
Yeah,
it's just something I haven't played much.
Can I plug something really quick? Or someone you used to work with at IGN? Callie Plagge is the most knowledgeable expert Pokemon expert I know, and you should check out her stuff anytime there's Pokemon news, or I'm sure she'll be reviewing that Switch game when we eventually find out what it is. She's good. She knows Pokemon. She's our Pokemon guru.
We had her on recently with Chastity. And
yeah.
They had like a Pokemon corner.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
It was awesome, and like her knowledge is in depth.
She's like in the competitive scene.
She does indeed know.
Yep.
The pocket monsters.
She went to Nashville recently for the tournament.
Speaking of GameSpot and Pokemon. From GameSpot, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee don't appear to have held items or abilities. This last updated by, say his name again, my friend.
Kevin Knezevic. You got to get some sleep, buddy. What are you doing?
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
A lot of stories by Kevin this morning. Shout out to Kevin. We have no idea how to say your name. We think we're doing it right.
No,
I felt my Slack vibrate a few times, I think. It's probably him. He's like, no, it's totally wrong.
You can take a peek while I'm reading.
Okay.
Here. Nintendo Switch's first Pokemon RPG, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, arrived this November, and while they retain many of the core elements found in every mainline Pokemon game, they mark a more simplified take on the series. We already know the games eschew wild Pokemon battles for a catching system inspired by Pokemon Go, but it appears this isn't the only feature they're missing. Pokemon fan site Celebi, recently shared hands-on impressions of the upcoming titles. Among other tidbits the outlet gleaned from a demo, it appears held items and Pokemon abilities, two staple elements of mainline Pokemon games, are nowhere to be found in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Held items have been a fixture of the series since they were introduced in Pokemon Gold and Silver. They're equipable items that a Pokemon can carry into battle. One popular held item, the Life Orb, boosts a Pokemon's power at the expense of a little health after every attack. Abilities, meanwhile, are passive Pokemon powers first introduced in Ruby and Sapphire. For example, when a Pokemon with the Intimidate ability enters a battle, it will automatically lower the opponent's attack stat. This revelation only reinforces that the Let's Go games are meant to be more accessible to younger and newer players. It also raises some questions, particularly pertaining to Mega Evolutions, which the Pokemon Company confirmed are returning in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. In previous games, a Pokemon had to hold a corresponding Mega Evolution or Mega Stone in order to Mega Evolve, and it would often gain a different ability after transforming. It's unclear how Mega Evolutions will be triggered in the new games and whether the Pokemon will gain any other powers besides a stat boost. So I know nothing about Pokemon, and I've heard of held items. So I know it's a big deal.
That's
Mike,
a lot going on.
So you again know the ways of the pocket monsters a bit. Do you care about this?
So I'm truthfully not too excited for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in general.
Why not?
I fully admit that that's because I was looking forward to news about the next full Pokemon RPG. If this is great, if this is fun, that's awesome. I don't know. I know Callie came back from the event where they were like showing it off to her. She went to Japan to check it out, and she was explaining it to me. And the way that it sounds like it's combining like Pokemon Go elements with, more mainstream elements, I don't know that it's going to fully grab me. I'm not a Pokemon Go person. I never really have been. I acknowledge that it's a really cool idea, and I know a lot of people who love it. Andrew Goldfarb never stops talking about it. I'm not super into that.
Here's why I'm interested in Pokemon Go, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Pokemon is a series that has taken a lot of crap over the years for not changing and not innovating, for being very slow in its iterations. So whenever they try something new in Pokemon, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Just because they're trying something different.
Yeah.
And Pokemon Go, ridiculously innovative game by Niantic. Did some amazing things there. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, awesome! Big fan.
Never played it.
Oh my gosh. You like roguelikes?
I absolutely do.
Okay, then you got to play Pokemon
Mystery Dungeon. Okay.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is Pokemon the roguelike.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty cool. All right. So Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is a game that that came out a long time ago and you haven't played. But what about games that are coming out today? Mike, if I wanted to know what games I could play today for the very first time ever, where would I go?
You could go to PS4, Xbox One, play 8-Bit Armies.
No, Mike.
What?
No, you missed the cue.
God damn
go to
it.
GameSpot.
Page before. No, not go to GameSpot. Mike.
You prep him?
I did prep him. You said, I watched the show. I listened to the show.
Yeah, I do.
It's time for the ritual, my friend.
The bowl.
Where would I go?
Oh.
Where would I go, Mike?
Go to the official list of upcoming software across each and every platform listed by the Kinda Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday.
Yeah. Mike.
Yes.
I'm just going to say, I'm sure that it was the Telltale thing bringing you down.
Exactly.
You were just so sad about it.
Yes.
That-
I really am thrown off.
That you got thrown off by.
Yes.
Actually, I'm really thrown
Apologize
off.
for that.
You don't. Why are you
I'll be better.
apologizing?
What?
You didn't do anything wrong,
I'll be better.
huh? What'd you say, Kevin?
Oh, I said he did nothing wrong.
No, he did nothing wrong at all. Now, please do not apologize for anything.
But you can also go to GameSpot if you want to hear about those new games.
You should go to GameSpot and hear about those two games. Exactly. Out today, 8-Bit Armies for PS4 and Xbox One, Anodyne for Xbox One, Banner Saga Trilogy for Switch, Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse for Switch. Broken Sword game on Switch, that's interesting. I'm the Hero, Xbox One, The Door for PSVR, My Brother's Rabbit for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, Wenges for Xbox One, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, The Golden Country for ye old Switch. Any of those jump out at you, Mike?
The Banner Saga Trilogy, if you hadn't played those, it's not new, but the Banner Saga 3 just came out recently, but you should play those. They're also really good on Switch. I played through them again on Switch. If you like turn-based combat and kind of like army building a little bit, but the art style is gorgeous. It's that cartoonish Viking style that I'm really into, but yeah, check that out.
Also, new dates today, NBA 2K Playgrounds 2, October 16th, and Earth Defense Force 5, December 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, forget every other game coming out this fall and winter. Earth Defense Force is coming, and I'm not being a bit bit sarcastic. I love those games so much. Mike, do you care about Earth Defense Force?
I used to be able to turn off and play those for about like 6 hours at a time.
Okay.
So and maybe 5 is just a reason to go back to them because I haven't played one in a while.
EDF.
Yeah.
EDF.
They're so dumb and fun, and I miss them.
They are what I imagined video games were going to be when I was a kid, when I grew up. Like instead of using the processing power of a modern console and the memory to create awesome, incredible graphics, they just use it to create hundreds of giant ants, all rendered at once, coming to eat you.
It's what video, like, I feel like Sony, next time when they reveal the PS5, they should talk about how many ants could we have in EDF 6.
Yeah.
Like
that should be it.
Sold.
That's how you do it. Yeah. EDF 6, 10,000 ants at once. They really are great games. I'm not being ironic a bit. They're fantastic. They're like if Dynasty Warriors was really, really good.
That's not a bad way to put it, yeah. And you're fighting ants instead of samurai.
Yeah, and it's not quite as repetitive. Deals of the day. Great Nintendo Switch games on sale in the eShop this week. Last updated by Chris Reed of
GameSpot.
GameSpot! Excellent. A number of other Switch, Nintendo 3DS, and Wii U games are on sale in the eShop this week. You can find the full list right here. You can get Airmail, The Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth Plus, Cartoon Network Battle Crashers, Cave Story Plus, woo! The End is Nigh, Hand of Fate 2, Ikaruga, heck yeah. It'll Do, Lost Sea, Mutant Mud's Creation, Ocean Horn, Monster of Uncharted Seas, Shape of the World, Tiny Barbarian X, Velocity 2X, BBVVVVV, which is really good, and Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, all of those on sale right now. Pretty rad.
Velocity, if you haven't played Velocity, go play that game. That's unreal.
Play some Velocity?
Very, very good, concise, refined game design, and they know exactly what they want to make with that game, and they nailed it.
Most excellent. Now it's time for Reader Mail, but first... Reader Mail brought to you today. Our program today brought to you by MeUndies. You wear underwear?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Well, I'll tell you what. You ever tried MeUndies?
No.
Well, I'd recommend it. I've worn MeUndies, and I can tell you that they are indeed the softest, silkiest, smoothest, most comfortable underwear I've ever put on my body. They are fantastic. Greg wears no other underwear but MeUndies.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. They use a micro. Yeah, I'm not being sarcastic, Greg. Absolutely, that's what he wears. Nothing comes between him and his MeUndies. They use a micromodal fabric, 3 times softer than regular cotton. I couldn't believe how soft it was. It's pretty spectacular. They release multiple fun prints each month in matching socks and bralettes. They have all kinds of spectacular prints there. You can get a matching pair for your partner if you want. 100% satisfaction guarantee. You're going to love these undies. But if you're not into it, you can just send it back for a full refund. You could get MeUndies today, Mike, and you get a matching pair for your partner. You guys have matching undies. It's pretty spectacular. MeUndies just launched a brand new membership. You can level up your top drawer with new undies each month. Members gain access to exclusive prints no one else can get. They get special member pricing on every product MeUndies makes. You can switch styles, or you can skip any month you want. To get your 15% off your first pair of MeUndies, plus free shipping and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/GamesDaily. That's MeUndies.com/GamesDaily. It's comfy. Also, today's episode is sponsored by Loot Crate. What is Loot Crate Gaming? Well, it's a monthly subscription box delivered direct to your door with exclusive video game collectibles, apparel, and gear. Loot Crate curates and designs everything themselves. You can't find these items anywhere else. No matter what you geek out about, this is for you. Indeed, after doing the Loot Crate ad read recently, your friend Jared, went out and used my Kinda Funny code and subscribed to Loot Crate, because it's a really good deal. And there's lots of great products there that I wanted to have. There were over 30 million Loot Crates sold. Our Loot Crate Gaming Crate is a curated collection of items from the best video game franchises. The September Crate has 4 incredible franchises, including Marvel's Spider-Man, Sonic the Hedgehog, Doom, and Metal Gear Solid. There's a guaranteed t-shirt in every crate. That's right, you can deck out your wardrobe. There's Loot Gaming packs $60 of value into each crate for less than $30 a month. You simply cannot lose. It also offers 16 other awesome crates from WWE to anime. Subscribe now and give yourself a birthday present every month. This crate will sell out. You only have until Thursday, September 27th at 9 p.m. to guarantee your order on this crate, or it's gone forever. That's rapidly approaching, folks. If you want this particular gaming crate, this is the time to do it before September 27th, 9 p.m. Get the best surprises each month from the largest geek and gaming subscription company, Geek Out in Style with Loot Gaming. Subscribe now by going to lootcrate.com/KFMS and enter the code KFMS to save an exclusive 15% off your subscription. Once again, lootcrate.com/KFMS, then enter the code KFMS. Save an additional 15% off your subscription. And now for reader mail.
Sweet.
This one from OmegaBEAMZ. Good name, OmegaBEAMZ. Hi, Jared and Mike.
Hey.
On Wednesday's episode, someone wrote in talking about the golden age of PlayStation, which I agree with. But I also think we're really in the golden age of video games. All three first parties are firing on all cylinders. Sony with amazing first party games, Nintendo with the best console and games in years, and Xbox, while not perfect in the games department, doing an amazing job with services like Games Pass and Play Anywhere. Meanwhile, third party publishers are finally figuring out we don't want to buy map packs, and they can instead charge for cosmetics to keep that kind of content free and keep games at the same price they've been at since 2007. The loot box pay to win issues seem to be behind us finally. You guys say it all the time, I agree. There are too many good games to possibly play them all. The only thing left is for PlayStation to finally allow crossplay so we can all be one big happy family. Is there anything on your guys' wish list to make this gaming age even better? Thanks, OmegaBEAMZ.
First off, I 1000% agree. I think like in 10 years when we look back, we'll be like, those were amazing times. I mean, I'm already saying it. It sounds like Kevin was agreeing, but I absolutely agree. There are so many different developers are just like firing on all cylinders, as they said. But there's one thing that I would like. I agree. Xbox is doing cool stuff with Play Anywhere and Games Pass, but I want to see Xbox get a few more of those first party, like exclusives that encourage people to, to go. I haven't gone back to my Xbox One in a while. I don't have an X, which is like that's worth saying, but. If that was the case, and then Sony had crossplay and Microsoft's first-party studios, outside of just Gears of War and Halo, were, firing on all cylinders, that'd be awesome.
Okay, so you'd like to see that. That would be the big change you'd make?
Yeah, I think so.
Anything else?
Nothing that comes to mind, I don't think.
For me, the first thing I would solve is discovery. We live in an age where a lot of fantastic games are being made, and it's often very hard to find them. And it's very hard to know how to support them and where to support them. I would find a way to curate all of the digital marketplaces so that these amazing smaller game projects that are happening right now, whether they be AA all the way down to single developer independent games, were easier to find, easier to get your hands on, easier to find coverage of, and be able to understand exactly what made each of these games wonderful. That's why I try to bring those to folks' attention as often as I can, as other people in the industry do. Likewise, discovery is a huge problem. This is a big deal on mobile gaming stores, but it's also increasingly a huge deal on Steam or even something like Switch Online. I don't want people cut out. I don't want the solution to be, well, we'll just have fewer games.
Sure.
I like that so many wonderful things are available, but I think that discovery is a big deal, especially in an age where, frankly, it's hard for things like the gaming media, gaming press to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Where profitability often seems to center around covering a few big games, which means that smaller games fall through the cracks, and yet the smaller games are very often just as good, if not better, than what's getting covered. That dilemma frustrates me.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of our age I'd like to see change. The collapse of the magazines hurt us in that regard.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. This very afternoon, I have an appointment to see Torchlight Frontiers, more of it. It's
Woohoo!
Yeah, I played it at PAX. I love Torchlight 1 and 2, especially 2. I think that game did a lot of things better than Diablo. We were talking about kind of, like iterating in clones earlier, but man, I wish I had more time. I try like maybe once a month. I would like to much more frequently, but I try to just comb through as much of Steam and, like Xbox Arcade as I can. But yeah, man, I wish we could cover it because like it does feel like you really have to champion something small. Like GameSpot's a huge site, IGN's a huge site. Kind of funny, like you talk about a lot of big games. It's unfortunate that we don't always get to talk about like the Torchlight Frontiers of the world, despite the fact that it is a big game like for the developer. It's it's unfortunately not always going to get the most views and everything. And
not at the beginning, especially because the franchise has been dormant for a while, and in coverage, people sometimes go with sure things.
Yep.
And I understand that. And there are a lot of people that would probably like to write more about certain properties than they necessarily get the chance to. So we got to pick up the slack wherever we can. I'm glad you brought up Torchlight Frontiers, by the way. I got to be over at Etra for the first sit down with that ever.
That's awesome.
And
I'm going later today.
Huh?
I'm going later today.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
they
over
are
on Howard,
great.
right?
They are great people.
Yeah, I sat down with them at PAX and I saw it. I saw a couple of I saw the robot, the new class.
Yeah,
just seems awesome. And then the Dusk Mage seems kind of like a demon hunter from Diablo. Like you're balancing two different kinds of attacks and building up the meters for each. But and then the way that they're kind of using that shared world Destiny-ish stuff is really cool and really
yet
interesting.
it still felt like Torchlight.
Sure, yeah, because you go into the dungeons themselves are private. Yeah, man, I could talk about Torchlight.
Yeah, we'll talk about this a lot. But seriously, play Torchlight. Give it a shot because the previews look great. This one from David Field. Hey, KFGD crew, long time, first time. Hearing all the news about Red Dead 2 and Smash Bros. Ultimate and how much work is being put into those games. Are we, with these games entering a new era, when games should be raised in price? I think so, says David. Keep fornicating that poultry. Y'all stop it with the chicken.
I missed something.
Yeah, this is...
It's bad.
You don't want to know about this.
Okay.
Kids get all worked up,
You're shielding me from it?
Yeah,
okay.
don't
I
ask
appreciate it. Okay, cool.
The chicken needs to be loved. Let's just get this out there. Just drop the chicken.
Okay.
The chicken's bad.
Yeah.
We don't need the chicken.
While we're asking people to drop stuff, drop the hand slaps. Nobody likes it.
You know what? I dropped plenty of hand slaps. I dropped a hand slap on Brandon Jones just the other day.
I'm just saying, let's get rid of it.
I'm going to drop a hand slap right now. You want to drop a hand slap? Look at that.
You know that's
See
a
that?
high five.
Huh? That's a hand slap. You ever done another hand slap here?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, God. You guys
I grew up with high five as well.
Uh-huh. Where do you fall? Hand slap, high five?
I've got to go high five camp. I'm not opposed to hand slap.
Is this a high five?
No, that's a good point.
Is this a high five? Let's do this.
It's a side five. I don't know. Or a hand slap, I guess.
It's a hand slap.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Look at that.
Look at that. If Kevin came up to me right now and gave me one, I'd be like, oh, high five.
Kevin,
like instinctually. But I see your point.
Kevin, bring up the Twitter poll.
No, you know what? Fuck that chicken is what I'm saying.
Bring up the Twitter poll, Kevin. Bring it up right now on the screen. Go to my Twitter. Bring up the Twitter poll. Let's see what the audience says.
It's tainted.
Bring it up.
More people
see what the
voted for hand slap?
Oh, more people absolutely voted for hand slap. Yeah,
I grew up in
hand slap.
Apparently,
hand slap is winning. Take a look. Take a look at this. Scroll down. There we go. Look at that.
Oh, I see what you did.
Look at that. Hand slap.
You are funny.
Is absolutely. Let's see the votes right now.
No, because I'm not voting on it because it's
Come
dumb.
on. Got to vote here. I want to see which one's winning.
They're not. Neither.
Look at that.
I think the truth is in the replies. Check out these replies, though.
Hand slap is clearly winning.
He nailed it right here. You're gerrymandering the shit out of this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
know, this is democracy in America right now, my friend.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I think Russia might have had something to do with
that
poll.
That's right. Russian bots and hand slap. Hand slap, by the way, was winning by 100%. If you couldn't see that.
Oh.
Interesting. Teh Hands says, hello, kind of funny. On Thursday, September 20th, I went to my local Eevee Games 3 hours after they opened. With the intent to pre-order the PS1 Classic, I expected my trip to be in vain. But to my surprise, I was told they had only 5 people all morning pre-order. They still had lots available. In contrast, when I showed up an hour and a half before they opened for NES and SNES Classics, they had lines with dozens of people waiting. So, what's the inside scoop? Are industry folks excited about the PS1 Classic? Mike, your comment.
I think people I've talked to are very excited for it. I still think it's a big deal that we don't know what 20 games are going to be on it. That's a huge thing for me. Because, obviously, I personally think Metal Gear Solid, Symphony of the Night, Final Fantasy Tactics, awesome. Yeah. For sure, I'd buy a new PlayStation 1 Classic. I'm going to get it anyway, I think.
Are you?
I would very much like to know the games, though.
Yeah, I think not releasing the games was a mistake. I think the price point is going to sting some people.
Okay.
The NES Classic launched at $60. This is launching at $100.
Yeah.
And it does include 2 controllers, which should be noted. But
they're like USB plugins.
I don't know what the plug is. I've been trying to figure that out.
So Seth Macy at IGN had zoomed in on the photo, and it looks like USB right now.
Okay. All right. So we got those 2 controllers there. That is a big deal, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like the look of the thing. And also, maybe you can add games to it. But I figured they would have told us if there was an online Wi-Fi service at this point.
I thought it said that it was locked with 20 games.
Yeah, and I think what really hurts them here is the 5 games they showed us, frankly, were not awe-inspiring. No. Final Fantasy VII. Well,
Tekken 3 was in there, dude.
Big surprise, Final Fantasy
Tekken
VII.
3
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Then you've got Jumping Flash, which is a pretty good game. And then you've got
Ridge Racer?
Ridge Racer 4. Who wants to play Ridge Racer 4
who doesn't
in
want to play
2018? Everyone, because racing games, other than kart racer games, aren't fun 2 years after they're released. Every racing game is the same, except prettier and better and has more cars.
I think Ridge Racer 7 came out on the PSP. I would play that game right now if I could.
PSP name drop.
Why would you not just play this year's version that's going to be better?
No, they change stuff. No good, dude.
No, you don't want to play. You don't want to play old racing games, with a very few exceptions. Tekken 3 is a very important fighting game historically, but again, why play PlayStation Tekken 3 when you can play arcade Tekken 3? Or when you can play Tekken games that came later?
Nostalgia.
I'm really curious to see what my eyes are gonna do when they see those polygonal graphics again. Like, SNES games all look amazing still.
Yeah.
Even the NES Classic, some of those games look great, but. Man, coming up against, I was just looking at footage of the first ever Tomb Raider when Shadow of Tomb Raider came out. Man,
that's hard to look at.
Yeah, and people were talking about what was it? Jazz Punk kind of had the art style that was inspired by that PS1 era, the polygonal art, but the actual thing might be more abrasive than we're expecting.
I don't mind old PlayStation art. Old N64 art's harder because you had the garage shading. Sometimes it makes it better. The garage shading makes it look age better, but the fog and the terrible texture mapping makes N64 often look bad. Mm-hmm. PlayStation games have a look. I don't mind. Y'all know I love classic games, and I love a lot of PlayStation games. My problem is that I came up with a list of PlayStation games I'd actually want to play on this thing, and
they're weird.
The crossover they're games that are still fun. We have games that we remember being fun, like Resident Evil 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what.
I'll say that's still fun, but I see your point.
I mean,
I just played it recently.
Yeah.
On a show called Resident Knievel, which you should watch.
You still had fun with RE2?
Yeah, but I'll admit it was tainted by nostalgia.
Okay, I wondered about that because RE2 Remake looks amazing.
For sure, yeah. I love it so far.
But in a world where we've all played RE4, I'm not sure we can play RE2 quite the same way we did before. And that's the case with so many games on PlayStation. But there are a ton of timeless games. Things like Silent Bomber are never going to stop being fun. Bushido Blade, there's never been another game like it since. Ever. Symphony of the Night is just great, no matter where you're playing it. Why aren't we hearing about the games that are actually still fun? And that's what I'm frustrated by.
Yeah, I still play Symphony of the Night twice a year.
That's because you're a right-minded person.
I know, but yeah, I think if I made a list, I had to struggle to get the last 5 in there, I think, for PS1. I was more of an N64 kid, but I really appreciate the PS1's library. It's just, I would love to know those games.
Yeah, I want to know them too. I want to play them. There's a little article I did, or contributed a little bit to. I didn't do it, pardon me. I added 2 blurbs to an article over at IGN right now, about 15 games they'd like to see on it, and got to go over there and argue with them about the. It's fun, not working there anymore, but kind of working there anymore, because I can just come in and be like, "That was crap, man."
Yeah.
Man, Zach Ryan, you don't know what you're talking about. That's right.
That's the dream. What 2 games did you write blurbs for?
The ones I dropped in, I was happy. I got these both on the list, so I felt like I had done my part. Bushido Blade and Klonoa.
Okay, cool.
Both of which are great games still.
Bushido Blade, I like a lot.
You played Klonoa?
No.
It's a top 10 all-time 2D platformer.
Okay.
One of the best ever. It's 2.5D graphics, but it is Super Mario 2 Part 2. Also has that same kind of jumping mechanic the Messenger has.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really
Messenger's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I think you'd like Klonoa. You really ought to give it a shot. It's available in a couple of places.
That and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Oh, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon's so good.
Get a lot of Rex.
Squad up! This from JayTone on PC. JayTone, hashtag 1852J, J-A-Y, Tone, T-O-N-E. Hashtag 1852. Hello, Kind of Funny Games Daily Crew. I'm currently obsessed with Destiny 2 Forsaken on PC, but I'm having trouble finding a group to play competitive Crucible with. I'm currently trying to complete the Luna's Howl quest line. I need a group to grind through in the competitive ranks. My KD is just above 1.0, and I'm good with team communication. Add me on Battle.net, and we can squad up. Thanks a lot. That's right. Help JayTone out, ladies and gentlemen. And now, time for You're Wrong. Will you please vamp while I reach down for the You're Wrong iPad and unlock it?
Absolutely. I kind of got off Destiny after a while. I was mentioning it, Monster Hunter, very different games, but I'm glad to hear that Forsaken's doing really well. People like it. Again, Callie Plagge is reviewing it for us. She's our reviews editor, but I hear that it's difficult.
Are you going to give it a shot?
Don't think so, no. I think I've kind of sworn off it at this point.
It's a hard grind.
I appreciate Destiny 2, but I don't really want to be part of it at this point.
I get it.
I don't know.
It's a good call.
Have you been playing Forsaken?
No. I tried to play Destiny, and it just it was too much of a grind for me, and I couldn't commit to it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I can only spend a limited amount of time on one game because I have a tendency to get really obsessed, and then it becomes not good.
Sure.
Where like over like legit a 1.5 week period, I put 120 hours into Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay,
like,
same here.
Okay, this is a problem. So
Yeah.
I beat the game, put it down, and like I've started playing games where it's just like, oh no, if I go any further, like I'm fucked. I'm gonna be like totally in this. Like I'm playing a game right now I can't really talk about, but oh man.
Oh, I think me too. If it's I think so. Yeah. Same
and
here.
it's just like, holy
Yep.
shit. Yep.
So when I started at GameSpot, I was on editorial before I kind of became the video hybrid, and I was one of my first reviews was the Taken King. So I had to get my character up to the appropriate light level. That was right before they revamped the light level. Man, that was stressful, but it was fun. I think Taken King were my glory days of Destiny. When they revamped like everything, how the progression worked and everything, but yeah.
All right, we got a lot wrong today. Let's hear about it. From Lord Apone, the PSP Ridge Racer game was Ridge Racer and Ridge Racer 2. Ridge Racer 7 was on PS3. On the Japanese site, says Lord Apone, they say that games cannot be added to the PlayStation Classic. Let's see.
Wait a minute. So that was Ridge Racer. They said just one?
Ridge Racer and Ridge Racer 2, they're saying.
And this is Ridge Racer 3 that's coming
Ridge
out?
Racer 3, this is Ridge Racer 3 on PlayStation, and Ridge Racer 7 was a PS3 game, they're saying.
Interesting.
Yep.
I'm very excited to play Ridge Racer.
Let's see.
I never played them.
Oh, I love it.
Sid X says Jared's still having trouble. Oh, sorry, I just stepped on your words, Kevin.
No,
I apologize.
it's fine.
Sid X says Jared's still having trouble with Nick Santangelo's name. Say it, Santangelo. There we go.
Santangelo?
Santangelo.
Nah, he's lying,
Santangelo?
Well, Nick actually reached out on Twitter to tell me how to say it. I totally read it, and then because I'm old and my brain is dying, I forgot again.
I've described you that way many times.
Yeah, it's a good way to describe me. This from Dano Bird. Jared said Troy Baker was subtweeting someone on Twitter. Troy Baker was quote tweeting, that's correct, someone on Twitter regarding Tales of Vesperia DE. Subtweeting when someone tweets about someone else or another group without adding them. Yes, that's correct. I did use the wrong term there. That was an honest mistake. Sorry about that. I didn't mean that as pejorative. This one from Christian97. As of 3:45 Eastern, The Verge is reporting Telltale is scaling down from 250 to 25 to complete the season of The Walking Dead. Additionally, Matt Kim is reporting. He says Matt Kim of Polygon. I usually see Matt Kim over at USGamer, so I'm not sure what that is. Is reporting that upon the conclusion of the season, the studio will be closing down, and he has a Twitter link in that. Kevin, can you confirm that? Let's see.
So they supposedly laid off 225 people.
Where is the Twitter link?
It's in the message from.
I don't have access to that. I'm saying like who is it?
Oh, this twitter.com/law-of-TD. Law of TD. That's the link he put in there. Mike said Ratchet and Clank Remade released last year, but it actually released in 2016. This is according to Zaire.
Thank you.
Yep. So let's see. Looking here to see if there's anything else. Let's see. I think that's.
I'm disappointed no one chimed in on the Pokemon imagination lore. I was hoping someone would clarify.
Yeah,
that
we
sounds
didn't get
really
anything
weird.
about that. Well, they're supposed to mostly keep it to facts. So I guess they just.
Okay.
I figured they'd let us know if we were wrong, but you're gonna have to ask Callie about it.
I will. Yeah.
You ask Callie. I'll ask Casey DeFridas. She's another Poke guru.
Cool.
What do we got?
Give me a
Anything?
second, sorry.
All right, that's okay. I'm putting a lot of pressure on Kevin today.
No worries.
So sorry about that, Kevin.
No, it's fine.
All right, laid off 90 employees.
Oh, this is from last year.
This is last year.
Yeah, this is when they started scaling back.
Yeah, this is a different story. So I'm not sure.
Gamasutra was reporting on it.
Yeah, he said Polygon. That would have been USGamer. I'm not sure.
Oh, there we go.
What do we got here?
USGamer?
Yeah.
Sorry.
There we go. So it's USGamer. Okay, he said Polygon. He meant USGamer.
Damn it. Give me 1 second.
All right. It's having a little trouble there with the.
I had blockers.
There we go.
I mean, if I was doing that math correctly, I said it went from 250 to
right.
25.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is from Matt Kim, USGamer. Telltale Games is closing its doors for good, according to multiple reports online. Telltale employees are also posting on social media. They're no longer employed at the company. An anonymous source familiar with the situation told USGamer Telltale's closure was going to be complete. Rest in peace, Telltale. And thanks for the memories and the games. We wish the best for the many, many, many people who just lost their jobs. And thank you for what you did. You gave us a lot to love.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you for being here today.
Thanks so much for having me.
As for your work at GameSpot, I'd really love to hear something you'd like to draw people toward.
So I kind of mentioned it. Mary Kish, who you might be familiar with, former GameSpot, now at Twitch, but still does a lot of. She was just on the kind of funny inner outlet tournament, Per Schneider Cup. Me and her were in the first bracket with Dan Reichert. We lost very badly. But we have been playing through every Resident Evil game because she had never played them back when I first worked with her. So we are on Resident Evil 0. We've done all the numbered ones, the main entries. Then we did Code Veronica. Now we're on 0. It's just a long play series, like from 5 to 6 every Wednesday or something we record. It goes up every Saturday. It's on YouTube's GameSpot channel. We just had our 100th episode celebration the other day. She cosplayed as Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Rad.
Yeah. People are still expecting me to be Billy from Resident Evil 0. I just need to come in like an A shirt or like a tank top at one point. I've got the sleeve down. That's about it. But and also I was telling you earlier, I did a video. I'm a big Insomniac fan. I really like a lot of their stuff. For better or worse, Fuse was not my favorite thing, but I think for being a really elite AAA developer, they have gone underappreciated for a long time, despite like shaping the PS2 with Ratchet and Clank. Obviously, Spyro, their breakout hit in '98, kind of really like brought them onto the scene after. The PlayStation didn't really have all that many family-friendly games at the time. But I'm really happy with Spider-Man. So I did a kind of video essay about how like it's kind of giving them the limelight they've long deserved.
Yeah.
But they don't take themselves that seriously. I think that might contribute to like people bringing up Naughty Dog, Rockstar before they bring up Insomniac. But Insomniac's like top tier, and Spider-Man proves that. And I absolutely love Spider-Man. That's my favorite game of the year so far right now.
I look forward to reading or to watching this.
Yeah, it's like a 7-minute video. So that's kind of like some of the stuff I do, video essays, but then I'll also do those documentary style things. The last one I did was about how Rainbow Six Siege is taking a lot of steps to fight toxicity, and it's really quickly expanding player base. They're at 36 million now after that December 2015 launch that was pretty quiet. But man, that game has had a comeback. Ubisoft games, first party games in general, have a lot of I think people should pay more attention to their games in terms of how they're doing post-release stuff, because they're really nailing it. For Honor has had huge growth. I've done a video on Rainbow Six, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on lately.
Great stuff right there.
Yeah, I played Red Dead. Lucy James and Tamor Hussein got to do the video talking about it, but yeah, played Red Dead, saw the same stuff as you. I would absolutely love to come on Red Dead Radio like we mentioned and talk about it.
Then you shall, my friend, soon. Indeed.
That'd be great.
And if you want to subscribe to Red Dead Radio, I never mind. Always helpful.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to go on vacation next week and disappear in a cabin in the mountains.
That sounds awesome.
I think that's going to be fun. So I'll see y'all in a little over a week again. I've had a lot of fun with everybody here. Kind of funny this week. Had fun with you today, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been our pleasure to serve you.
Thanks, Jared.